Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Takeshi, and on this video we're going to be talking about 4 things that makes Japanese language very difficult compared to other languages. So without ado, let's get started. Number 1, it's the gender. Just like any other languages, in Japanese there are certain words that men use more than the women. And some of the words could be as simple as the word I. There are certain ways that men say, women wouldn't say, and such. It may not be talked about often in the textbooks and such if you were studying the traditional way, but it's definitely something to pay attention to, because otherwise if you use the wrong one, it may send the wrong signal or wrong message, and people might look at you a little weird. That's one. Number 2 is going to be the obvious one, the writing system. In Japanese, the writing is very, very, very complex. It might be one of the more complex writing system in any language. With that being said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend start studying Japanese from writing perspective, because it's just going to be very difficult. You're going to have a lot of troubles, especially just memorizing the writing itself. Like, I can't imagine the foreign language learner to attack Japanese from writing aspect. I mean, unless you're trying to be a writer, or if you read certain novel, or write a certain writing in Japanese, then it makes a lot of sense. But otherwise, like, I wouldn't personally attack Japanese from writing or reading, because it's just going to be, like I said, it's going to be too difficult, I think. Third is honorific, and what does that mean? So it means there are different speech styles depending on who you were talking to. It's gonna be not as common in Romance language. It's only 1 or 2 formats there are, especially in English. It almost doesn't exist. But in Japanese, depending on who you're speaking to, you have to switch the tone and the way you structure the sentences in speech. So, for example, if you're talking to your friend versus if you're talking to somebody else's kid, or if you're talking to your kid, if you're talking to your father, elderly supervisor at your job, or your grandmother, or so on, we have different formats in different honorific form for every one of those categories. As an Asian country, we have a lot of respect for elderlies and such. I think that's a very, very different system. It's not like English where it's you. I mean, there's so many different forms of you depending on who you're speaking to. I think that could be a little tricky. I'm not really sure if I've seen that in many other languages. Maybe there are 2 formats, maybe. I think that's the most common that I've seen. Like, there's like very polite form versus impolite form. But in Japanese, there's so many levels, and I think it's definitely something you have to pay attention to. Last but not least is the word order. Unless you already know any other Asian languages, I think word order is drastically different. It's not like English, where sentence starts from subject, verb, and object in the most simple format. In Japanese, it's not in the same order. Subject, again, starts at the beginning, but again, subject can be omitted depending on who you're talking to and the context of the sentence. 1. And verb goes at the end instead of going second to the subject. So that's a very different format. There are definitely more detailed things to, like, in this case is what, but I mean, that I'm just going to keep it simple again, and as simple as it gets. If it's a subject, verb, object order, the order switches, and that can be tricky for those people who are used to a certain order in their sentence structure. So I think those are the 4 things I think will be very difficult in Japanese compared to other languages. I just wanted this follow-up video because on the last video I did 5 things that make Japanese easier. So I just thought it'd be interesting to take a different perspective on the same language to see the other side of the coin, I just say. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.